Hola. Hi, everybody. Okay, now it's time to work. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Animar Barcelona, the first European animation convention. It is a pleasure to welcome you here in Barcelona at the Casa de la Convalescencia for this opening ceremony. Please, let's listen at first place to Mr. Edgar García, Director of the ISEC, the Catalan Institute for Cultural Companies, who attend on behalf of the Catalan Minister of Culture, molt honorable, Ms. Natàlia Garriga.
Bon dia, bona tarda, se sent? Sí? I'll have first few words in Catalan and then I'll switch into English, okay? Bona tarda a tothom, benvinguts i benvingudes a aquest primer congrés Animar de la indústria europea de l'animació. Bona tarda als les assistents i als les ponents de les associacions de productors de 21 països europeus que ens acompanyeu i als organitzadors PROA. També bona tarda a la Maria Penya, CEO d'IFEX, a Martin Dawson, Deputy Head of Unit of Creative Europe Media, i en Jordi Oliva, president de PROA, que m'acompanya en aquesta benvinguda, que com ja hem dit, vinc per delegació de la consellera de Cultura, Natàlia Garriga. Let me start by saying that it is a great pleasure for me to be here representing the Catalan Department of Culture and by delegation of the Minister of Culture, Natàlia Garriga, in this first Congress that would help us all debate and reflect on the future of the European animation. L'audiovisual és pel Departament de Cultura un sector clau per diversos motius. En primer lloc, pel seu pes econòmic, com una de les indústries culturals més potents de Catalunya i internacionals, i en segon lloc perquè ens ajuda a explicar-nos al món. I ens ajuda des de la ficció i el documental, però també especialment des de l'animació, que arriba a tota mena de públics i on som una de les principals potències europees. Audiovisual is for the Culture Department a key sector for several reasons. Firstly, because of its economic weight and one of the most influential creative and cultural industries in Catalonia, as well as internationally, with an enormous contribution to our economic growth. And secondly, because it helps us disseminate our country and culture around the world as an effective means of cultural diplomacy. And it does so both with our feature films and short films, both through fiction and documentary, but particularly through animation, which reaches all kinds of audiences and where Catalonia stands up as an important leading actor. Audiovisual is also one of the strategic axes of the current government. This is why from the Culture Department we have unfolded a comprehensive approach that takes into account different units of the ministry, but in which the Catalan Institute for Cultural Industries, which I represent in this case, plays a leading role. We have, in 2022, increased our investment in the visual sector as a whole up to 40 a bit more million euros. The highest amount of public money put at the disposal of companies, venues, festivals and producers historically at Catalan level. Quite a record for us and very important for the sector, I guess. We hold a strong commitment to the animation sector, and it is based on three fundamental pillars. On the one side, constant dialogue with the sector, stability in calls for proposals, and increasing resources. In this sense, we have increased the budget allocations by 340% since 2017, meaning that in 2017 we had a budget of around 1.5 million euros. Last year in 2021 it amounted up to close to 2.5 million euros for animation. But in the current year, this year, 2022, we plan to reach 4.9 million euros, which is not bad, we think. Besides the support that we provide via the financing schemes and subsidies, we at IFEC, try to stimulate the financial autonomy of cultural companies so that they gradually adopt a financial culture based on their familiarity with the use of funding sources. We are fully aware that the producers in the visual industry are often used to look for alternative sources of financing, but I'm convinced that this Congress will undoubtedly contribute to deepen in some financing strategies and new tools that companies can take advantage of. I'm about to finish. Finally, I'd like to thank PROA for organizing this first Anima Congress in Barcelona, or Anima Barcelona, where we hope you find yourselves at ease and at home. We also hope this will be the first of many meetings in Catalonia and that it will help generate positive synergies between producers, financiers, and funders that result in interesting audiovisual projects across Europe. So I wish you have a great Congress. Thanks.
Thank you, Edgar. Now let's give the floor to Ms. Maria Peña, IFEX Spain Trade and Invest CEO.
Thank you, Mar. Thank you, everybody. It's a great pleasure for me to be here, taking part in this opening session of Alimar Barcelona. It's a great pleasure also to be promoting once again this new event, an animation activity, which is, as you said, one of the strategies, one of the pillars of our support to the audiovisual sector. So ICEX, as you may know, ICEX, as you may know, is a public institution in charge of the internationalization of the economy, and we give support to Spanish companies trying to grow internationally and at the same time promoting Spain as a foreign direct investment destination. And we've been working with the animation sector for a decade now, I think. And during this time, we've witnessed its impressive growth that has led us to our promising potential today. Let me illustrate what I'm saying with some figures. Under the umbrella brand of animation from Spain, there are about 300 companies with clear international focus. 70% of the sector's turnover comes from abroad. Throughout 2022, for instance, 8 feature films and 6 series produced in Spain will be released. 50 titles altogether are currently in production, and 70% of these are co-productions with European and Latin American partners, thanks to more than 30 co-production treaties that Spain has with other countries. There are countless examples that show how the Spanish animation industry is booming. The most remarkable, among many, is this year's Oscar to Alberto Mielgo for the best animation short story. As we had the opportunity to see in Cartoon Forum's Spotlight last month, the Spanish animation industry is living a sweet moment, and we are very proud to be part of it. The industry has solid foundations, but we need to continue growing and increasing the international recognition of our sector. Therefore, the Spanish government, under the leadership of the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Digital Transformation, has launched the Spanish Audiovisual Hub for Europe plan last year. The plan is a comprehensive strategy to strengthen our audiovisual industry, including one of the most attractive tax incentives frameworks in Europe for international co-productions or the relocation of foreign studios. The Audiovisual Hub is giving us, ICEX, the opportunity to reinforce our international strategy with a strong focus on creating awareness of the capacities of our industry through promotional, image-making, and networking activities like this one. Teamwork and cooperation have been crucial for all the achievements I have so far mentioned. Moreover, promoting Spanish animation is part of a broader goal, which is to promote animation in Europe. This convention stems from the ALICE project, meant to create new cooperation ties among all of us, and encouraging cooperation precisely what we are here for and what this convention is about, changing ideas and dialogue between animation professionals, policymakers, and other audiovisual key agents. This should naturally advance to deeper knowledge and intensify co-production, fostering the development of a pan-European world-leading industry in animation. Co-production is, without any doubt, one of the main strategies is taking its place today. ICEX support to the convention will enrich the possibilities of this by inviting to Barcelona around 50 international agents from 19 different European countries. Before concluding, as you did, I want to thank PROA for making this convention possible. And this is the first edition of this convention, and I wish you a very productive dialogue. I'm looking forward to seeing you again in next edition. Thank you very much for inviting us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maria. It's time to hear Mr. Martin Dawson, Deputy Head of Unit Audiovisual Industry and Media Support Programs from the European Commission.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure to be here. The contrast in weather between Brussels and Barcelona is absolutely fantastic. And I would like to thank the organisers for making this event possible, the first European Animation Convention. I think it's very timely, and so we were happy. I am here representing the programme, Creative Europe. So already in the name, you see there is a correlation of interests. And so we are very happy to participate and to see and to participate in this first convention on animation. And animation has always been a key sector for Creative Europe programme. The European Audiovisual Observatory regularly tracks the progress, the evolution of the sector. And most recently, we noted with interest the ALICE project that has produced a very interesting paper and analysis. And there are many issues to talk about. We have always recognised animation has great potential to reach across borders. According to the European Observatory, 2/3 of the revenues actually come from international releases. So it's very much export-driven sector that travels well, traditionally, has been understood, that goes beyond kids and families. Of course, it's always popular with kids and families, but we see the evolution of the sector into areas like documentaries, which is very interesting as well. The other side of the coin is that there's a lot of international competition. And of course, from the US, with the heritage of Walt Disney, Japan, and others. And for example, the share of European works in Europe as regards animation, according to the observatory, is about 20%, which is lower than the average for all works, which is around 30%. So there you see the double-edged sword that animation has a lot of export potential, but then it has a lot of import potential as well. So indeed, there is a strong basis, but we have to keep looking to see how to further develop the sector and to enhance growth. And I agree with everything that's been said so far. I mean, collaboration across borders, scaling up, co-productions are a key strategy. Promotion of works, getting the works visible in this ocean of content, of ubiquitous content. And also, behind the screen, in terms of the way the industry works, issues that have been discussed are important issues like skills and skills retention. I've been to the Animation Festival in Annecy several times, and I don't know if you know, but Disney, they have like a recruitment office there. So every year in Annecy, Disney opens a recruitment office, and there's a queue of European students lining up to sign up for Disney. So we produced the talent, but retaining the talent to stay in Europe and work here cannot be taken for granted. There's a competition for talent. And like for the whole of the audiovisual industry, the role of platforms. I'll be interested to find out more about that in the discussions to come. A few words about Creative Europe, just a few words, so that we're all on the same page. We support animation through various schemes across the value chain, what we like to call an ecosystem approach. So production, yes, but beyond that, from production to innovative ways of reaching audiences to business tools, B2B tools. So as regards production, we have always supported development, seed funding right at the beginning of the project, getting the storyboard together. About 20% of our support to development goes to animation. We also support production of TV series. And about 30% of our support to TV series goes to animation. So really a key sector for us. We have introduced, in this new generation program, we have introduced the tool of co-development concerning co-production. So to get the co-production aspect right at the beginning, to have co-development between several partners together. As regards audiences, of course, we support film distribution. Recent one that will be released very soon now, at the end of this year, Moonbound, where we will be funding it with a total grant of almost €1 million to be distributed in 19 different countries with an impressive grouping of 28 distributors. So that's an example of European action. Distribution has always been a strategic aspect. It's not enough to produce. You have to get it out there, get it on the screens. We support festivals, of course. We support several animation festivals. And then the business side, and this is a newer set of support schemes for us. Apart from the talents and skills, where we have consistently supported talents and skills, a new scheme called Innovative Tools. Innovative Tools, so this is more B2B, business to business. How you can all work together. Exploiting online tools in particular, whether it's creating databases, whether it's creating virtual markets, whether it's creating new ways of collaborating between producers, distributors, cinemas, platforms. There are many opportunities, and I encourage you very much to look at that possibility. And last but not least, so the last thing I wanted to mention in terms of our support tools, I think it was mentioned earlier, in terms of financing. So yes, we are here to help, we're happy to help and work together, but financial autonomy is key as well. Getting access to the financial markets. Over the years, we developed a guarantee facility for loans, where we will help you get loans from banks. We will guarantee the loans to the bank. And we have recently introduced a new equity investment platform for ambitious audiovisual projects that have an export ambition and export dimension and a high growth potential, obviously, since we're talking about equity. And both of these instruments, Media Invest and the Guarantee Facility, are managed by the European Investment Bank. Well, to be more precise, the European Investment Fund, to which we have delegated these instruments. And you can go straight to their website. It's very transparent. I'm sure our Creative Europe media desks can help you as well. These are very important tools as well. Well, that was a quick panorama, but I look very much forward to the conference this afternoon and tomorrow. I'll be staying for the discussions. I look forward to finding out more with you about your debates, activities, and initiatives. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much, Martin. And last but not least, let's give the floor to Mr. Jordi B. Oliva, Chairman at PROA, the Federation of Audiovisual Producers.
Bona tarda. Bona tarda, benvinguts. Welcome, everybody. Bienvenidos. I'm not going to say it in the 19 languages that are present here. Today is a very special day for us at PROA. As you know, our federation is formed by more than 200 companies that embrace all aspects of independent production, from video games to documentaries, from fiction to television, and of course, animation. As you can imagine, It's not always easy to align the interests of each sector, but that's our strength. We are able to put aside what divides us and highlight those issues that bring us together and making us stronger. It is within this spirit of the greater good that we are hosting for the first time in Barcelona Animar, the European convention where many topics will be discussed, many ideas will arise, all of them with a common goal: to ensure that European animation rises to the higher ground it deserves. Animation has emerged and consolidated itself as a key strategic sector within the audiovisual business. We are producing more animated films than ever. We are producing more animated series than ever. The COVID-19 pandemic has highlighted the importance, and it's crystal clear that co-producing, or let me insist, working together, is the sole path for success, the sole path to competitiveness. And I mean working together not only amongst companies, as we've been doing for so long, but also amongst institutions, governing bodies, and both the public and private sector. That is why we're all here today. This is Animar's target: to set the blueprint for a better collaborating scenario in Europe, to learn from each other, and to create the quintessential framework in terms of financing, co-producing, and broadcasting, amongst others. I see many familiar faces in the audience. Thank you all for joining us. Thanks to the Catalan government, Edgar, consellera, the Spanish government, María, ICEC, Ministerio de Economía, perdón, for their support and for believing in this project since day one. Thank you to the European Commission as well for being here, especially nowadays that traveling for you is so complicated. Delegates from more than 20 countries have gathered here on a real short notice. That's the indisputable proof that we're heading in the right direction. Let me thank especially the team from PROA for making this happen. And if I have to name somebody, it's Marc Sáez, for whom I'd like a big round of applause. Just look around the room. You'll find representatives from TV networks, public administrations, associations of animation productions, professionals, film funds and centers. La crème de la crème of the European animation ecosystem is in this room. We're all here because we're on the same page. Despite many things are being done, there's still a long way to go. There's still a lot to do. In legislation, in financing, and international cooperation. Let's not forget that animation is the first audiovisual input our children receive far before any other. Our children, the men and women of the next generations, they all grow up with the animated films and series we produce. This is how crucial and necessary animation is. And I'm not talking only about toddlers or preschoolers. The impact of animation spans to all audiences, youngsters, teens, and increasingly adults. We want to be able to tell our stories. It's not only about money, despite we're here with these guys, but we are here to tell our stories. We deserve to reach broader audiences, and we want to expand globally our productions, and we have an extraordinary opportunity here in Animar to make this happen. This is only the first edition, and we have at least 2 more to come. That means that for the upcoming 3 years, we have the unique opportunity to be the motor of change. The animation of landscape of the next decade is going to be shaped here, in Animar, in Barcelona, by all of you. As president of PROA, I couldn't be prouder of this achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime. It's your turn. Please, have fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jordi. Thank you very much to all of you for your words and your support of the European animation sector. And thanks so much to the PROA team that makes that possible, Montserrat Bou, Cecilia Cardiello, and Victor Esquirol. Thank you, thank you. I will make a summary of what's coming up next. Many of you, experts from all over Europe, 21 countries, will participate in the working groups. Group 1 can stay here in this room, while groups 2, 3, and 4 shall go to the rooms 10, 12, and 14. Until 5:15, there is enough time to identify the sector challenges, discuss them, and propose solutions. We will have an extraordinary session at 5:30 in this same room. One of the Animar's Barcelona principal mission is promoting European co-productions. One of the biggest problems is that Western countries need to learn about Eastern countries and vice versa. Animar Barcelona includes a special session about how to cooperate with East European countries to try to solve this circumstance. Representatives from 11 Animation Producer Association will give us an overview of the country's production capacities, how and where to find them, and other exciting clues to strengthen East-West animation co-productions. At 9 p.m., we will celebrate with our guests our official welcome dinner. Tomorrow, at 9:30 a.m., we'll meet in the Aula Magna, it's not here, but in another room, with all who want to join us in person, but also online. We will discuss the conclusion of today's working groups in 2 exceptional roundtables to draft together a list of recommendations that the Animation in Europe board will present ending the morning. Coffee breaks, networkings, and information about the Spanish tax incentives will enrich this first edition of Animar Barcelona, the first European Animation Convention. Let's get to work. Thank you. Gracias. Gracias a todos.